Hello, Kolkata. I'm delighted to be here and have an eager audience to understand what cinema is, because I still haven't understood everything. I think cinema is something you learn about every day. Technology changes. When I was fascinated by 70mm, at that time the original 70mm negative was used. By the time I made Sholay, 70mm was not necessary. You could shoot on 35 and blow it up to 70. Only you had to make a marking on top and bottom so that the middle frame was the CinemaScope lens. You know, in a square, if you have the center marked oblong, then you get the... So when that is blown, you get a proper 70mm perspective. So, we shot the film in 2 versions. Every take had 2 versions. Until we came to the action scene. The action scenes are difficult and to some extent endangering also. So when we went ahead with the shooting, we realized that the action scenes, once you had a good take, it wasn't worth risking, may not be in the lives, but some injury is always possible in action, and therefore better not to do that. If possible, do not go for retakes. And so we plodded on. The only thing I had, one principle in mind. I want what I want when I want it. And whatever I did in pursuit of that, I was never abusive or shouting on the sets, but I always insisted on one more, if necessary. I remember there was a shot of Mr. Bachchan on the bike when it was joined with the sidecar. In the very first shot it was okay. And the whole set, all my staff, all the actors were completely flabbergasted when I said, okay, no more. So they wondered, what's happened to Mr. Sippy? Well, all I said is, I've got what I want. And when we saw the rushes also, we realized we had it. So, how did Sholay start? Sholay started as a 2-line idea, probably a 4-line idea, about the story of an armed army gentleman and these 2 boys had worked in the army, mischievous guys, and he remembered them from there. We changed it to police officers so that the permissions would have been difficult with the army all along. I mean, and each time for any shooting we would have to consult the army, take their permission and then start shooting. So it would have been a complicated way of filming. That's the reason we made the change to. But it's a film that Salim Javed put on paper very nicely with the scenes. I know once we okayed the outline for the whole script, Javed Saab came to the office, he had a scene. I had only told him one thing. The character of Gabbar, so I imagine a very impulsive and very heady kind of character who would smile and lamb blast the next moment. That kind of character. He picked up on it and he wrote the scene. He came and narrated the first scene to me. And immediately I knew he had caught on. What I wanted was there. And of course, the first scene, which came in the 9th reel, was the belt along the stones. If you've seen the film, you'll remember it. Kitne aadmi the. 50 years, and that's history. How do I make up? Everybody says, why don't you make another Sholay? When the first Sholay has not been forgotten, how do you expect me to make another Sholay? If people haven't forgotten, what can I do? All generations seem to have seen the film. I had the opportunity of being in Toronto for the Toronto Film Festival recently, a couple of months ago, and the audience in Toronto reacted exactly the same way they did 50 years ago in Bombay. Now, how do you beat that? It's not possible. It's better to keep trying to do something else. And I have tried, and the result is there for everyone, but it can't be Sholay. I think each of the films that I made, I put my heart and soul into it, and the results are there, but it's not possible. The people's expectations are such. All my films have been appreciated, and I'm very happy with the way audiences have reacted to my film. This stands out, Sholay stands out, and it's my film, so how can I be unhappy? I'm very happy that people react to this. It wasn't always easy, but getting that star cast together itself was a task. When Dharamji heard it, I said, very nice script, but should I do Sanjeev Kumar's role? कहानी तो उनकी है. Maybe I should do Gabbar's role. मैं कहा धर्मजी आप विलन बनेंगे? नहीं, सही बात है. Then he said, but let me do Sanjeev Kumar's role. I said, okay, if you feel that's what you want to do, I think you should do Viru's role, but if you want to do Sanjeev's role, fine. You won't get Hema Malini. Hema Malini will go to Viru. So make up your mind. No, Viru, fine. He was very light-hearted about it, but this was a genuine feeling with all of them. One role, the other role, they were all well conceived, well brought out, well written. The lines and no lines between Amitabh Bachchan and Jaya Bhaduri, there were no lines. There was silence, there was the lamp, and there was music, which Pancham R.D. Burman, Bengal's R.D. Burman, played beautifully. He created that mouth organ piece, and it was a masterpiece. So each character had its own place. The very first scene we started with was the massacre of Thakur's family. That was the first sequence we started with. Actually, the first shot was the one where Mr. Bachchan returns the key to Jayaji. And, or rather, should I say, Jay returns the keys to Radha. So that's how nobody will believe this, but that lighting of the lamp and the mouth organ playing took about 15-20 nights to do, because we could only shoot and take one shot each evening at dusk. Today's technology, in the post-production, you can do a lot of things. You don't have to shoot like that. But in those days, by lunchtime, 1 o'clock, we stopped shooting. Everyone broke for lunch, 2 o'clock back, and lighting up for the evening shot. Because if we missed it by a minute or two also, that shot was not possible. So we did rehearsals at around 5, and by 5:45, as the dusk came upon and the sun went down, we had to shoot. So it was painful, and maybe today not necessary. That's technology, that's time, that's how it happens. Each according to his own. I'm sure a lot of filmmakers here in Bengal, as I said yesterday, they have this wonderful feeling about cinema being a class thing as well. I completely agree, and that's what I've learned from Bengali cinema. Adding to that the commercial aspects of, I've seen Western films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and McKenna's Gold. So I see if you combine that kind of action with scenes. So I did not take a scene from one place or the other, but I was inspired by those audio visuals, and I tried to capture them in different sequences as I could. So this first sequence of the massacre, the last gunshot over there is cut to the steaming engine that arrives, and Thakur gets off. By the time he reaches the house, the bodies are laid out. And then, when we started shooting, as I said, that sequence, I had to take a call that we shot for 2 days. And after 2 days, it was bright sunlight. After 2 days, the clouds came on. And we couldn't shoot because the adjustment of lights in those days was not what you could do whenever you wanted to do it. And so, there I was waiting for, on the 4th day I said to my cameraman, Mr. Dwarka Dvecha, because my mind started working, why not this weather? And he told me, he warned me, he said, okay, what will you do when the sun comes out and you'll stop shooting? I said, now that I've got the scene in my mind, I will stop shooting. This is what happened, and it took 23 days to film that sequence because of the weather. I think when one looks at it, looks back at it, it was well worth it. I, for one, along with my entire unit, who was absolutely one behind me, I would very much recommend you follow your own path. You see the good films, you get inspired by them, but as a maker, do your own thing. Because this is your time. You have to make the film for today's audience. Yesterday's audience will watch it at home on the television screen or OTT. But today's audiences, who go to the theatre buying expensive tickets. You have to cater to them as well. And I think you should follow your heart, follow your mind, keeping a balance as much as possible. I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. If you can find that beautiful combination of commerce and art, then you have a good work on your hands. I found that even like Hemaji, for instance. Hemaji was a fine actor. We did Andaz and then Sita or Gita, which she didn't know she would be able to do it, but she came out. She had the spirit, she had the guts to say, I'll do my best. If you think I can do it, I'll do my best. She got an award for that. And I think she became more confident when Basanti's role came up. I could not say the lines as fast as she could. She was able to pick up and say those lines. Javed Saab narrated it to her. When I started to narrate to her, I found that I wasn't fast enough. But she picked it up and we started to shoot. She had it packed. I was really surprised. But she gave a fantastic performance. Until today, when she says, Chal dhanno, meri basanti ke izzat ka sawal hai, and there it goes. The whole audience, the whole hall is with her. So, I think all those characters, even the small characters of Sachin Pilgaonkar, who played the role of the priest's son, I think Asrani, who played the jailer, Angrezon ke zamane ka jailer, what a fabulous job he did. He's no more with us. One misses him. He's up there looking at us. I'm sure he's watching this lecture as well. He did a great job. He had done a very small bit role in Sita or Gita at the beginning of the film, where the two girls are delivered. He takes one away himself because they didn't have a child, and the other is given to the mother. That's just the base of the story. So it's the point is, when you build characters, when you put them into perspective, as long as they come out right, I certainly feel you should pursue your dreams, your heart, according to your heart. And of course, if you have been a student of cinema, whether officially or not, a student of cinema understands more than you think he does. He has that instinct. Education in cinema is important. Like we have a college, the Pravesh Siddhi Academy of Cinema and Entertainment. Mr. Ghai has Whistling Woods, and there is of course FTII, and now several other institutions have come up as well. But I think you first have to be the student. You should want to do it. You should have that strong urge. And today, women are also doing a great job. They're making some wonderful films. I think any time is a great time for cinema. The markets will have their own behavior. They will readjust. You will also readjust to the markets. You can't put more money into a film if there is no return. But I think financiers, producers, directors, actors, ultimately they all see sense. As things change, they also join in the change. So please don't be afraid. Please, please, please follow your heart, follow your dreams. Give the world what you really want to give the world. Good, entertaining, powerful cinema. I think the one that combines commerce and art, to me, that's the best cinema. I appreciate art films, I appreciate commercial films, they have their own place, but I think this combination is what would, to me, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I don't know if Mr. Ghosh agrees with me. He will have his own kind of cinema, and everyone must make it to their choice. But that does not mean that choice is for anything either frivolous or overly arty. I think people know, and people who are watching know even more. They understand the attempt here is to make a really nice film, and it appeals to them accordingly. So please, as students, please do your best. Do not think that the time for cinema is over. It's not. There will be more cinema to come, and I'm sure it will find its place again. As you've seen, all the PVR cinemas all over have come up. They are shown. They're smaller theatres, but with all the best of screens and sound, and so they're bringing to you a cinema that you love. And I'm sure tastes cannot be the same from person to person. It cannot. Women like more emotional stuff, men more of action and drama. I just think that together as an audience, men, women, youngsters, elders, they all like a nice combination. I don't know. That's what I feel, and I'm speaking to you as Ramesh Sippy, to an audience here in Kolkata, sorry. So, please take this with you as a very positive feeling. Don't think that cinema is dead. It's very much alive, and then when that hit comes along, you wonder where did the audience come from. They do come. They always come back. When there is a good film, they'll always be back. I have to thank all my actors, technicians, music director R.D. Burman and Anand Bakshi, Salim Javed for their writing, and of course, I think I have to thank the audiences for loving cinema for what it is. From my very first film, I tried to be different, and I think each time I tried. The level of success may vary, but it's there. I'm very happy with that, and I do hope all of you go back with a positive feeling in your minds and hearts that cinema will always be alive. Thank you.